All right, guys, we are here on the second half of today's podcast, late night edition, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I don't think we've ever did a podcast this late, to be honest with you. Although it's kind of fun, right? I actually don't mind doing it here. We used to do the podcast a lot of the time at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. sometimes, but 9, 10 p.m. The new one for us, Marcel. Let's crack another beer open Sunday night. Fucking, was it 4:15 there for you?
Yeah.
Are you tired?
I'm good, man. I'm going to probably sleep around 5:30, because I have another podcast on 10:45 tomorrow. So,
you guys are funny. I'm not disabling any comments, though. It's too funny. I actually enjoyed that last podcast a lot.
Yeah.
He isn't Luque. There's some rumors I might go to that Salt Lake City card, but I don't know. I mean, Dana didn't seem too confident about it last night. Best back tattoos. What about Daniel Pineda? He has like a face on his back too. Wait, Fedor has a back tattoo? Alexander. Oh yeah. I was gonna say, holy shit, yeah. No, we mentioned Mackenzie Dern, by the way, in the last podcast. All right, we're here, guys, to preview UFC Abu Dhabi. We got 13 fights. Marcel, let's get into it. Your overall thoughts on this card, my friend?
I was actually looking, and I thought the prelims weren't as good, man. To be really honest, I think it's okay, but not great. Main card is pretty stacked, gotta say. Kind of a weird bout order, but still stacked. Yeah, I like it.
I like the card. I think this card's gonna be good. Most of the Abu Dhabi cards, Saudi Arabia cards, they're all very good. I like the card a lot. That fight's not next, by the way. There's another fight for Lou Decline. He's getting another fight. He's fighting in Paris. That's what I'm going to say. But he's fighting someone else. As far as this card goes, I think it's good. I think it's a solid card. Looking forward to getting into it. We're going to work our way from the bottom to the top. I'll use UFC stats as the bout order. And we'll start with the first fight and work our way up. So, according to UFC stat, the first fight of the night, middleweights Sedriques, Dumas, and Denis Tiuliulin. Dumas minus 218, Tiuliulin plus 180. I'll start right now, Marcel. I think Dumas wins this fight. I like him a lot in this fight, actually. I don't think Denis Tiuliulin's very good at all, to be honest. I don't think he should be in the UFC. He's a guy that you want to fade, 1-4 in the UFC. He did beat Jamie Pickett. I don't rate that win at all. The other losses, he fought some good competition, but got destroyed. They weren't competitive fights. Dumas, kind of hit or miss, but he's shown that he has good cardio. He's shown that he has some grappling. And he's kind of got some potential too. I know a lot of people don't like this dude. Obviously, he's got a rap sheet. He's got some mug shots out there. We've all seen it. But as far as being a fighter goes, I think he's decent. I can't remember if we actually broke this fight down on because he was supposed to happen a month ago, right? Was Saudi Arabia? Was it supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember if we talked about it or not, but I like Dumas a lot in this fight. I think the odds are a little bit low, to be honest. I think it could be a bigger favorite. I think he should be a 3-1 favorite. I think he should win this fight. I think he could finish this fight too. I don't think Denis Tiuliulin's that good at all. So I like Dumas a lot to kick off the card, Marcel. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm also going with Dumas, man. I'm picking him by knockout early. Listen, nothing against Denis Tiuliulin. I just don't think he's that amazing. Dumas is he's still learning, I feel like, but he's also not like fucking next level or whatever, but I still think he's better than Denis Tiuliulin. So picking Dumas by TKO or knockout early.
There you go. Okay, so we're the same pick to kick off the card, and I like the value here on his odds. All right, next fight here, we got lightweights, Jai Herbert taking on Rolando. Bedoya is dropping down to 155. Odds for this one, Jai Herbert minus 170 favorite, Rolando Bedoya plus 142 underdog. What's your thoughts on this one?
The thing is, I like Jai a lot, but Jai is super inconsistent in his fights, If you look at Rolando Bedoya, I felt like he won his debut against Chaos Williams. Actually, he didn't get the win there, but then he kind of looked really bad against Sam Canelo in his last fight, Now he drops down. I know I will do it there, but I'm going with the safe pick and picking Jai Herbert. I think he wins the decision here. But I'm on the fence.
I'm not sold on Herbert, to be honest with you. I'm picking Rolando Bedoya as an underdog. I think the odds open as a pick him, by the way, so the odds have shifted in Herbert's favor. I guess I understand. I mean, he's got more experience in the UFC. He's more accustomed to his weight class. But, to me, he's not very good. I think he's a little bit chinny. I think he's just an average fighter. I think Bedoya, he's 0-2, but the first fight he probably should have won against Chaos. And then the second fight, it was disappointing against Song. But to be honest, he probably should have never been that much of a favorite. And he did drop him in that fight. It's not like it was completely one-sided, right? It was a 29-28 fight. I think he'll make some adjustments. He is younger too. He's how much younger? He is 9 years younger. That's a big age gap. I think the guy can win a decision. I think he can even knock Jai Herbert out, but he's not really a knockout guy, so I don't know about that. But yeah, I think this guy wins, man. It's Marcel, honestly, and I'm going to take him as an underdog here. So that's my first underdog pick of the card. Rolando, Bedoya, TKO decision, one of the two. There we go. All right, we go to the next fight here, guys. We have who's the guy in the last one? Was it Pato, one of his favorites? We got Viktoriia Dudakova taking on Sam Hughes, who we didn't mention, by the way. Odds for this one, Marcel. Viktoriia minus 180, Sam Hughes plus 150. I'll start on this one too. I like Viktoriia a lot in this fight. I'm surprised the odds are only minus 180. There's a few fights on this card where the odds seem low to me. I think they'll probably get steamed up during the week because I think Viktoriia is better everywhere, honestly. Like, Sam Hughes is a gritty fighter. She's like a decent grappler. Her striking's not that good, but like she can win fights just by being tough and having good cardio. But like to me, 3-5 record in the UFC, not very good. Viktoriia, 2-0. First fight fluky stoppage because of the injury, but second fight against Jinyu Fry, it's a nice win. Against a veteran. Dropped her and then won a decision, grinded her out. I like Viktoriia Dudakova a lot, Marcel. I think she's a good fighter, and I also, again, I always ask myself, like, what is the UFC trying to do with these matchups? Why would they try to get Sam Hughes to win here? They want Viktoriia to win this fight. They probably want her to finish the fight. I don't know if she will because their opponent's tough, but I think Viktoriia wins the fight. Decision probably. I like Viktoriia Dudakova. What do you think?
Yeah, I also think Viktoriia Dudakova wins this fight, man.
Yep.
Sam Hughes' stuff, you know that we saw in many fights of hers. But I think Dudakova wins, man. I also see a decision here. I don't think we will see a finish. But I'm also kind of surprised with the odds, I think. That it's so close.
Yeah, me too. I hope she doesn't have a staff because she got pulled from the fight in what card was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, also in Abu Dhabi, man. It was against Jinju Frey.
No, when she pulled out of the fight.
Oh, that was against Melissa Gatto, yeah.
What card was Saudi Arabia?
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City. It's not a great sign, Tristan, but I think she wins. I think she's the better fighter. That was, 4 months ago? She should be okay now, hopefully. All right, next fight. This is a fun fight, Marcel. I want to get your thoughts on this one. We have UFC newcomer Jordan Vucenic taking on Guram Kutateladze. And the odds for this one have Guram, he is the favorite, as you'd expect. Guram is minus 205, Jordan plus 170. I'll get your thoughts first. What do you think? I mean, there's a big signing for the UFC for Cage Warriors. I think he's the featherweight champion, right?
Yeah,
so
man.
He has fought at lightweight, though, right? Oh, Marcel dropped off. He has fought at lightweight, though, guys. His last fight was at lightweight, which was last weekend. He won the fight. Very good prospect. Obviously, these guys from Cage Warriors are coming in doing, big things. I think he's an interesting prospect. He just fought recently. There's no reason to think that, he's going to struggle here because I think he's good. But at the same time, Guram is, I still think a solid fighter. He did get knocked out by Elves Brener in a fight he was winning. But I think we know now Elves Brenner's really fucking good. So I don't really hold that loss to him too much. By the way, Elves Brenner's on this card, which is interesting. But yeah, Guram, it's a guy that beat Mateusz Gamrot. He's a guy that probably should have beaten Damir Uzmagulov. He's very good. I think he's a dangerous guy. The loss to Brenner's not a great look. It was a year ago now, so it's crazy how long ago that was because it feels like it was yesterday. But for me, guys, like I think he gets the job done. I gotta send Marcel the link, by the way. He dropped out. Oh, he's here. There he is. What happened?
Yeah, you tell me.
You kicked yourself out.
I guess.
I like Guram. What do you think?
Yeah, same. I mean, Vucenic, I don't think he was a champion anymore, man. But he was before. I think
he was a featherweight champion. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was before. He's a tough fighter. He's been trying for a long time to get in the UFC. Finally got the call now. But man, I think Guram is better. That's my opinion. It's also short notice for Jordan. He's going to fight at 155 in this fight. Yeah, I'm picking Guram here too, and I don't know if he finishes Jordan, but I'm picking Guram by decision, man.
There you go. So you have the same pick as me. There's some comments about Vucenic, and people just think he's average. We'll see what happens. I mean, he is a highly touted prospect. All those guys, that Sherrier, Hughes, and Vucenic, should all have been in the UFC. Hughes obviously went to PFL, but the other guys are in the UFC now, so we'll see how good they are because they're going to get tested against some good fighters. And fighting Guram your debut is tough. All right, let's go to the next right here, Marcel. Marcel's favorite heavyweight in the roster, Shamil Gaziev, takes on Dontel Mays, and the odds for this one have Marcel's boy Shamil -250 and Dante Mays +205. You know what, Marcel? It's crazy. Like, I was looking to fade this dude because like that last performance was so bad against Rosenstrike, but I actually think they might have got a heavyweight he can beat here in Dontel Mays, who I don't think is very good either. I know Dontel beat Machado in his last fight. He's got some decent wins, like the knockout win over Orlovsky looks good, but I don't rate him high at all. I don't think he's very good. He's a very mid fighter. I was hoping the odds would actually be lower here. I was hoping Shamil would be like, closer to a pick-em here because people would shit on him after the last fight, but he is a decent-sized favorite. I think he wins. I think Shamil might knock him out, to be honest with you. I just don't think that, he's got – Dante Mays has the experience, the cardio, just the striking acumen of a Jairzinho Rosenstrike. I think Shamil wins. I think Shamil wins this fight. I think he might knock Dante Mays out or win the decision, but I do like him in this fight. I just wish the odds were lower, but I'm going with Shamil Gaziev. I can't believe it because I wanted to fade this dude so bad. What do you think?
Yeah, man, future champion of Brave CF. What's a joke, dude? It doesn't hurt you to crack a laugh. No, I also feel like, listen, man, Dontel Mays got kind of lucky in his last fight. I think he lost that fight, but he got the win there. Gaziev didn't look good against Rosenstrike. I think the first round he still did okay, but after that he was completely gassed. I think he wins. I think he beats Mace, probably late first round knockout, TKO, ground and pound, whatever. But another fight I'm really looking forward to be honest.
His gas tank does suck. That's the problem, right? But I think he can finish Mays potentially too. He should win this fight. I think it's a bounce back for him. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Muhammad Yahya takes on Kaue Fernandes. Not a great fight. Kaue is a big favorite, -360. Muhammad Yahya +285. Not digging this fight too much, Marcel. Of all the fights in the card, it's the one I'm probably least interested in. Muhammad Yahya looked really bad in his debut against Trevor Peake. And then Kaue, he had a kind of a close fight against Mark Diakese, but not it wasn't impressive. I was more impressed by him when I remember watching the tape for the guy. I thought he looked okay. Yahya wasn't too impressed by. These guys are fighting for the job, in fact, I guess. I know Yahya is from the region, obviously, but even with that being said, I think Fernandes wins. But again, -360 is crazy to me. Again, I'd rather bet on Sedriques Dumas at -218 than this guy at -360 personally. So I'll take Fernandes to win a decision, but I'm not interested in betting this fight, and I don't really care about it to watch it either. What do you think, man?
Yeah, man, it's going to be boring. Feel the same way, man. Kaue Fernandes decision.
There you go.
I don't feel comfortable in picking Yahya here, especially when I saw the Peak fight. Wasn't great.
Getting wrestled by Trevor Peake is not a good look.
I mean, Kaue wasn't also great, man, against Mark Diakese, but still I have more faith in him.
Fair
decision. Enough. Not a fight. I think it's amazing, but it's fun for the locals.
All right, next fight here, guys. We're going through this fast, but it's fine with me. Next fight, we got light heavyweight Alonzo Menifield taking on Azamat Murzakanov. Very good fight here. I like it at 205. Murzakanov -205, Menifield +170. I really like Murzakanov in this fight. Really high in the guy. I think he's very good. Good striker, tough dude. He is, looked good in the UFC. He's 13-0 in his career. He's 3-1 in the UFC, 2 knockouts. I think he's good, man. Listen, I like Menifield a lot. I've actually betted on him as an underdog a few times, but his chin is a little iffy to me. He got knocked out quickly in his last fight in 12 seconds. Even some of the fights he's won, he's got dropped into. So, it's kind of sketchy. I shouldn't say dropped, just hurt, in general. I like him a lot, though, but I also think Murzakanov is just better. And it's crazy because Murzakanov, he's a little bit of an older prospect. He's actually the younger fighter in this fight at 37 compared to 35, compared to Menifield was turning 37 in 2 months. So, I like Menifield a lot in general. I like him as an underdog usually, but not in this fight. I think Murzakanov wins. I think he knocks Menifield out. What do you think?
Yeah, the same. So Murzakanov is also my pick. I also
we have one different. We have one different so far.
Yeah. We have the Bedoya against Herbert. Different.
Yeah,
also knockout. I feel like I think Murzakanov. is pretty good. He's
Yeah.
decent, but man, he didn't look good in the third round against Jacoby. I remember in his most recent fight, but besides that, he looked really good in that fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm picking Murzakanov. I think he finishes Alonzo as well. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Yeah, I mean he's good. He's solid. He doesn't fight very often. He doesn't fight in a year, but I like him a lot. He's just like a 35-year-old prospect. It's not amazing, but last fight with Alonzo was bad. He should have grappled. I don't know why he was standing training with Carl Zellberg. That's a horrible idea. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't, bless that my worst enemy. All right, let's go to the next fight here. This is the main card opener, right? Elvis Brener. Yeah. So we have a 6-fight main card. Great fight. It's on ABC, by the way, guys, for you Americans. Elvis Brener taking on Joel Alvarez. Love this fight. Alvarez minus 155, Brener plus 130. I'll let you start this one. What do you think?
I mean, Brener has surprised a lot of people, including myself, by what he has done so far. He lost to Oralby, but was a very competitive fight. Still lost. Got good wins before, man, against Krzyzewski, that knockout. Got the crazy win over Guram Kutateladze, the third round. And he got kind of lucky against Tuhukov. I don't think he really won that fight, but okay, he got the win there. If you look at Alvarez, doesn't fight too often. He only fights outside of the US, I feel like. Yeah, and he got that win over Diakese last time, where there was something happening. I don't remember correctly anymore, but the Diakese was mad about something. But he got the win there. Man, the thing with Alvarez is I think he's good, but he's inconsistent, and he has trouble making 155 all the time.
Yeah, that's one of the issues here. He might miss weight. I wouldn't be surprised.
But if he misses weight, he probably has the advantage again, So I'm picking Alvarez here. I think he wins the decision.
All right, I'm going to take an underdog here, guys. I'll take one.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take one. I'll take Brener. I think Alvarez is good. Great submissions. Obviously, dangerous guy. I think he's very good, but Brener's got that dog in him, man. And he's proven that now with the 4 fights in the UFC. The Oralby fight was so close. I remember betting on Oralby, and I was shitting my pants in that fight because I was like, holy fuck, this guy won't go away. Like, he won't go away. And he got dropped in, the last, 30 seconds of the fight, and it swung the fight because there was a point deduction. I think, was it a fence grab? I can't remember who it was. Remember there's a point deduction in that fight?
I don't remember correctly, man.
But, I mean, this guy obviously has huge knockout power. He's never been finished. He trains with Charles Oliveira and those guys at Shooter Box. Great ground game. And he's knocking guys. The game in the UFC is a submission guy, Marcel, and he's knocking everyone out. I think he's more well-rounded. I think he's more durable than Joel Alvarez. Alvarez is very good. He's very big. He's a weight bully for this class division. He's very good with submissions, obviously. He's very dangerous. He's got some striking. I like him a lot. I think he's very good. I like Brener even more. I think Brener finishes him. I think Brener knocks him out. He's one of my underdog picks in this card. There will be some underdogs winning on this card. I'm taking Elvis Brener plus 130. Let's go. All right, Marcel, let's go to the next fight here. We have Mackenzie Dern taking on Lupi Godinez. And the odds for this fight have Mackenzie Dern minus 135 favorite, plus 114 on Lupi. Give me your thoughts on this fight.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty much a striker against a grappler, Dern the grappler, Lupi the striker. I gave Lupi too much credit, man. It got Fernandes last time, I feel like, and I think listen, Mackenzie always has trouble to getting the fight to the ground, but I'm thinking that she will get Lupi to the ground somehow, Does she finish her? I don't know for sure, man. I think she wins at least 2 out of 3 rounds, man. I'm picking Dern by decision in this one, man.
I think this is kind of a tough one to call, to be honest, guys. My initial lean was kind of towards Dern, but then I remember how shit her striking is. It's so bad, it's terrible. She's looked so bad against Andrade, and then Lemos gets dropped again. So 5 knockdowns last 2 fights. That's scary. Godinez, the other thing was 84% takedown defense. It's very good, So Lupi's got 10 fights now in the UFC. She's not a rookie anymore. She has 10 fights in 3 years. She's been fighting often. With Lupi, looking back at her losses, she should have beaten Penne, I think. The Carolina fight is not a good loss, but in hindsight, Carolina is actually an underrated fighter. Angela Hill is very good. And then Verna is very good. That's not a bad loss. At the time, it was oh, man, how did she lose? It's not that bad. So I think she's the better striker, clearly. I know Dern's back with Perla, but her striking is awful, man. I don't trust it. Her ground game is good, but her wrestling is not great. Her takedown accuracy is 15%. So, 15% of the time she shoots, she gets takedown. It's not very often. Against Lupi, 84% takedown defense, very good. Again, my initial lean was kind of towards Dern, but the more I think about it, I think Lupi can kind of sprawl and brawl and win a decision here. Don't really care about this fight that much. I know why it's on the main card, obviously, because, Mackenzie Dern's a big star and everything, but I think she's going to suffer another loss here, Marcel. So we have another different pick here. I'm taking another underdog. I'm taking Loopy. That's my third underdog pick so far. I think she wins a decision. So there we go. Let's get some comments, by the way. How will Loopy give this fight? That's the thing. She's hard to trust. I'm going to pick her, but I don't know if I can bet her, man. The fight IQ is not great. There's back. Zach, it could help, but I don't know, man. She just leaves her chin in the air. Her chin is not very good. She's tough. I'll give her that. I don't think Loopy knocks her out, but I think Loopy can sprawl and brawl her. I think it could look like a Tabitha Ricci fight where it's close, split decision type fight, but I'll take the dog money in that case. So, yeah, we have a different pick here, Marcel. That's not a bad thing to have.
True. True, this for you.
Oh, God. I'm going to mention what that is.
It's just like for your hands. Nothing special.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it is.
We'll go next fight here.
Yeah, that's the fuck.
Michael Chiesa minus 575 against Tony Ferguson plus 425. Tony Ferguson has lost 7 straight fights. I don't know why he's getting another chance. I know is he a legend? I don't even know. I think he's tarnished his legacy. Yeah, he's destroyed his legacy. He's fought good guys, but come on. Go ahead.
A legend is George St. Pierre, man. That's a legend, I would say you got Ferguson, how would I say him? Like a great veteran.
Bro, he was one of my favorite fighters of all time. For a long time. And I thought he'd be a champion. I thought he was going to be Khabib 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever that. Remember they're supposed to fight him.
Yeah.
I thought he had a chance because he's so good off his back. I thought he could triangle Khabib, but again, at this point in his career, he's just getting destroyed every fight. It's just hard to watch. Chiesa is also not very good right now. He's on 3 straight losing skid, but he's the bigger guy. Is that 170, right? So don't like Tony at this weight class. I don't like Tony's submission defense. I think Chiesa submits him. Tony's last fight in the UFC, I think. I wish we didn't have to see this fight. I wouldn't have hated if it was Nick Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. I think that was the fight to make. I don't like this matchup. I don't think it makes sense. Chiesa submits him, but I fucking hate this fight. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I also think that Chiesa wins this fight, man. Tony is just not looking like himself anymore for a long time, and Chiesa will still have the grappling in this arsenal, I think. And I know Tony's a good grappler as well, but we haven't seen it for a long time anymore.
He's going to be on his back for 15 minutes or get submitted. He pulls guard too, and I just can't. I can't do it. Tony is over 40 now, which is he's gotten old, man. You really think so, True? Then I hope you bet in. I hope you show the ticket in the chat, man, because I can't do it, dude. It's easy to say this guy's a chance, but let's see you actually put some money on him. I can do it. And I hope you win if you do, by the way. I hope you win.
Yes, for sure.
I'm not betting it, but I think the angle to go would be Chiesa by submission. I also think Chiesa could get maybe a full mount and ground and pound Tony out. I think that's possible, too. Yeah, I think he could knock him out. It's possible. Ferguson is in denial of his career. Boxing? Oh, God. He's going to box Masvidal? Is that what they're going to do? Jake Paul against Tony Ferguson? Mike Perry versus Tony Ferguson? God damn it. Dern has some potential, but I don't think Dern will be a champion, do you?
Dern, no, I don't think she will be champion, but I think she will stay in the top 10.
Tony's submission? Chiesa has been subbed. It's possible, but she's been subbed in the last 3 fights.
Tony also has been subbed.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it, dude. I just don't see the argument to be made here.
So. Yeah, true. So is Tony, man.
So is Tony. Chiesa's bigger, too. Chiesa, man, I don't know how he used to make lightweight, by the way. That was crazy. Back in the day, when he made 155.
Also was on the most difficult season of Tough, right?
He wasn't on the live season. That was a huge win.
And his dad passed away.
To me, that was actually one of the best seasons of Tough they did. That was an amazing season. You know how many good fighters came off that season? You had Drew Dober. You had all these guys that ended up in the UFC and they were in there for years.
I think Drew Dober didn't even make the show, right?
Didn't make the show. That's what I'm saying. There was so much talent. I'm going to look at that season right now. Top 15, Tough Live.
Al Iaquinta, James Fick, Fitz Pichel.
I'm going to check right now. Okay, so Justin Lawrence, Miles Jury, Garrett Crookshank. I'm laughing because he has the naked pictures up there. Same with Dakota Cochran, him too. John Tuck, he was okay. James Krause, Cody Fister, remember him?
Yeah.
Andy the Little Axe Ogle.
Oh yeah, of course, English guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Rio. I mean, some of those guys didn't pan out, but like some guys were good, man. Chase Prisoner Hackett, remember him? Good fighters, you know. But again, the best fighter was obviously
Chris Stickle.
No, it was definitely. I think Dober's been the best fighter from that season, most consistent. But he lost in the elimination fight, didn't he?
Yeah, Sam Cecilia was also on the season,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I really liked Sam Cecilia back in the day. This is like taking me back to like the old days, man. But anyways, that was let's get some other ones. A lock. Oh God. Listen, if you want to take a shot in Tony by submission, that's the way to go, probably, because you're right. Kies's, this is funny. You're right that, you know, he has some bad submission defense, but I just couldn't pick Tony, guys. Why didn't they make Diaz Tony? I agree. Why is it not Nick Diaz and Tony Ferguson?
I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. Do you get the logic after the UFC sometimes? I don't. So I don't know.
Oh, we got Dan Levi in the channel. Thanks, Dan. We appreciate that, man.
What's
Thank
up,
you so
Dan?
much, dude. And Dan, congrats, man, because I know your boy Bilal. Dan's obviously been, you know, friends with Bilal forever, and he interviewed like way back in the day, like when Bilal. I think we was in the first year when he was first in the UFC, but maybe when he was in the minor leagues.
I saw Dan going after people on Twitter today. We were like a couple of years ago, like, you want to bet money against me that Bilal will never win a championship? But that is like, what did he do yesterday?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I probably would have taken that back. I just never thought so either. I was wrong, you know. And again, Marcel picked Bilal, so I'll give Marcel credit. Last fight was welterweight. Tony looking at age 10 years. Yeah, I can't do it, bro. That fight with Chandler was rough to watch too. Where he got kicked in the face. That picture of him with that, you know, where he gets kicked in the face with that front kick is brutal.
Yeah.
Titan FC welterweight champ. That's absolutely right, man. All right, let's go to the next fight, guys. We'll go to Nurmagomedov against Michal Alexeychuk. Co-main event. I said his name right. I'm so good at it now, eh? I'm actually like an expert. Nurmagomedov minus 265, Michal plus 215. It's kind of a short notice fight for both guys, but obviously Shara fought recently. I think Shara wins. I know.
By the way,
is good.
Why are we already here? It's the co-main event. This one.
I'm sorry, guys. My apologies. I meant to say it's Chito Vera and Marlon. Davison Figueiredo and Marlon Shara. My apologies. I skipped ahead. Let's go to that fight first, and then we'll go to this one. I skipped the fight. My bad. All right. Marlon Vera and Davison Figueiredo. Figgy's the favorite, minus 170. Marlon Vera plus 142. I like the Figueiredo a lot in this fight. I really like it in this fight, Marcel. I think he's still a great fighter. I think he's the better fighter. Marlon Vera to me is, you know, a guy with a real negative striking differential. A guy that gets teed off on all fights, coming off an absolutely brutal loss to Sean O'Malley, being destroyed. A guy that, you know, he's super durable. His chin's never gone yet, but I think it's going to go one day. I don't know if it's this fight, you know, but Figgy, dude, he's looked really good at this weight class. You know, beat Rob Font easily, destroy Cody Garbrandt. He's looked great. Figgy's always been one of my favorites. A guy that struggled to make 125, now at 135. You know, I still think he carries that power down. I think he's the better striker. I think he's the better grappler. I think Figgy's better everywhere. He's just a little bit smaller. And as far as the size goes, he is, you know, 3 inches shorter and 2 inches less of reach. A little bit older as well. So there's some biometric problems here, but I think he's the better fighter. And I think he wins the decision here because Marlon's super tough. I don't think he gets knocked out, but I think Davison wins the decision. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, thank you for exactly doing my breakdown here. I feel the same way, you know. I mean, Marlon is super tough, difficult to finish. Figueiredo looked good against Rob Font in his bantamweight debut in the UFC. Was it his debut? I think it was his bantamweight debut. Yeah. I got to go with Figgy here as well, dude. I mean, Figgy can win stand-up. I also think he can win on the ground against Marlon Vera. So I feel like, Figgy decision for me as well. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we're the same pick there. Let's go to now we go to the co-main event. My apologies, guys. I accidentally wrote down the wrong fight order. Okay, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Nurmagomedov taking on Michal Alexeychuk, and Shara is the big favorite here, minus 265. Michal Alexeychuk plus 215. Listen, I like Michal. He's fun to watch. He's a good boxer, obviously, but Shara, listen, I wasn't super impressed so far with his performances, but I still think he wins this fight. I think the UFC wants him to win. Michal is super inconsistent. He's a guy who, the ground game's really bad, but he's also been, hurt a little bit in the feet here and there too. I think it's a good fight. It's a fair fight, but I think Cher is better, and I think Cher might knock him out. I think it's possible. I know he hasn't been knocked out yet, Mihail, in the UFC, but I think Cher could finish him by strikes. So either a decision or a knockout. But I like Cher Nurmagomedov in this fight. I think he gets the job done. What do you think?
I like Shara a lot, but I don't think he's going to win this fight, man.
There you go. We have an underdog pick. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, man. I feel Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is he's inconsistent, but I feel like he's better overall. You know,
there you go.
Definitely his ground game is better, in my opinion. He can crack as well, man. He cracked Holland in this last fight. You know, he came in that submission where obviously his arm wasn't broken, like a lot of people said. You know, but still he lost to Holland. I think he wins the fight, man. Yeah, I think he also can win by stoppage. I'm picking Mikhail here to win.
Yeah, there you go. So we have a different pick on that. Finally, we finally have a different one because, well, there's been 4 different picks, I guess, but we don't have a consensus dog yet. So we'll see if we have one maybe in the main event. The last fight to break down: Corey Sandhagen taking on Umar Nurmagomedov in a really intriguing main event in the UFC bantamweight division, which I still think is the best division in the UFC. Umar minus 310, Corey plus 250. I'll let you start. What do you think?
Yeah, fun fight, man. Really looking forward to this one. Let's see if Umar can go to the top if he wins here. You know, Corey Sandhagen, super solid all-round guy. Ground game, not really impressed, but he has an okay ground game. You know, he pretty much controlled Rob Font, who barely has a ground game, so I don't know what to read of that, to be honest. Sandhagen's stand-up is really good. We all know that, very technical guy. If you look at Umar Nurmagomedov, he's pretty all-round as well. His striking is pretty good. I think his ground game is really good. But the thing is, like we saw in his last fight against Alvarez, he got gassed bad at a certain moment. You know, he still won the fight, clearly, in my opinion. And he got dropped in the first round. I think goes 5 rounds and Sandhagen wins the decision. That's what I think.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a consensus underdog in the main event, guys. And we have a big underdog here. Plus 250 underdog, Corey Sandhagen. I think Corey wins this fight too. And these odds, to me, are crazy. Umar is a really good prospect. I think he's looked really good in the UFC. He's performed well for the most part. This is a massive step up in competition. I think Corey Sandhagen is one of the best bantamweights in the world. He is so good. He is so well-rounded. He is a guy that is a student of the game. He constantly gets better. He's always learning. He's always improving. He's a guy that's, clearly he's the better striker. I mean, that's not even a question. Now it gets to the ground game, right? I think he's improved his grappling enough where I really do think that, Umar might get some takedowns here and there, but I think Corey can fend them off for the most part. And also Corey can keep the fight standing for the most part. And I think on the feet, he's the better fighter. I get why Umar's favored because of the last name and because his grappling is very good. And Corey, you know, the one, especially the loss to Sterling, he got taken down, right? And submitted, or not really taken down. He just got his back taken, I should say. That's what happened there. But to me, like, Corey's the guy that learns from his mistakes. And, you know, I think he's so good, dude. I think that Corey should not be fighting down in ranking. You know, I think this is kind of ridiculous that he has to fight a guy that's, I'm going to check the rankings, but I think Corey's 3 and this guy's like 12 or something. Is that what it is? Let me check.
Yeah, it's like 3 and 10, yeah.
Corey's 2. He's fighting 10. This is bullshit. He should not be fighting down 10. Corey wins. Corey wins.
Corey just don't care, you know. He don't care. He just
doesn't care. I think Corey wins the decision. I really like the odds of plus 250. I know there was a big upset last week, you know, with Bilal. You called it, Marcel. I'm gonna take a shot this week too with him. So yeah, I mean, you know, I was wondering what you would pick. I wasn't sure because we obviously don't talk about it before. We never know what each other's going to pick. But I'm glad you picked him because it makes me feel even better about it. And our consensus dog record's really good, Marcel. I mean, it really is. And we're sniffing on a big 250 dog here, guys. So I like Corey. And I completely agree with you, JP. It is – these odds are wild. You know, actually, Umar opened as a bigger favorite. Some money came in on Corey, but to me it's – yeah. I mean, I think this fight – I can see why Umar's favorite, but I favor Corey. So at plus 250, it's a no-brainer. Is the winner get – yeah, I think the winner gets a title shot. Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. It would make sense, you know.
Yeah, I think Corey should get the title shot. Umar can't wait. Yeah, Umar can't wait to see him. He's definitely good, but I don't know, man. We'll see. Experience. The five, and also 5 rounders, right? It's 5 rounds for himself. If it was 3 rounds, like I could see more of an argument for Umar, you know, because he could definitely wrestle his way to two rounds. But 5 rounds, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, that's true. He fought Peter Yan. It was interim title, right? Short notice. UFC force probably. I don't know if I don't know either. I mean, who does Corey? What's Umar's best win? Is it Raoni Barcelos? Yeah, it is. How does that get you the number 10 rank? I don't get it. I mean, he's good.
Yeah, he
he's
definitely
potential to beat, but
yeah.
You like that? Agree with that? That I think you have to beat the guy who's ranked 10 to get 10. That's what I think. But anyways, I'm glad you picked him. Corey Peter Rob. Well, that's a to be honest, that's a risk you take in every fucking fight in MMA because these judges suck. What happens if they can't fight again? Probably they do Pereira and Nurmagomedov, I would assume, for that card. All right, guys. So overall, we had a few different picks on this card. We had one consensus underdog. We had Corey Sandhagen plus 250 dog consensus. Marcel picked Michal Oleksiejczuk as an underdog. I picked Lupi Godinez. I picked Elvis Brener, and I picked Rolando Bedoya as an underdog. What did you say? That one? Yeah, Bedoya.
Yeah, Bedoya. Yeah.
So I had 4 dogs, and you have 2. We'll see. But I like the fact that we have a consensus dog in the main event. I like that a lot. So we'll see what happens. Let's do PFL really fast, Marcel. We've been doing this podcast for a while now. We're almost 2 hours in. It's the second half of the podcast, but my back's hurting here. To be honest, sitting here while I lie down. Let's go to the next fight. Let's go to PFL. I'll pull it up, Marcel. Pull it up.
That's what she said.
Yeah, for sure. PFL 7. You're gonna watch it?
Probably.
Okay. Hold up. There's a Invicta fight this week, and it's Jennifer Maia's the main event.
Yeah, but we're just gonna do PFL, not Invicta.
I know. I'm not doing Invicta. I'm just saying. I was looking at Tapology. Let's pull it up really fast. This is the semifinals, right? So, all right, pull it up. JP just put another unit on Sagan. I hope he wins, man, because I'm betting on it. All right, let's go to this fight. Denis Goltsov against Tim Johnson. I'll get the odds for you, Marcel. 1 second. I think they're out. Yep. Goltsov minus 425, Johnson plus 325. Yeah, Goltsov should win this fight. You like him?
Yeah.
Dakota Ditcheva minus 600, Jenna Bishop plus 425.
Going with Bishop.
The odds are crazy. I mean, Dakota's not proven at all to me. Bishop's actually fought better competition.
Exactly.
I think you could take a half unit shot on Bishop here. I'll pick Dakota because I do like her and I think she's got all the potential in the world. But the odds are insane. I think it's dog or pass her a bet. Let's go to the next fight here. Oleg Popov minus 260, Vassal plus 200. What do you think about
that? Probably Popov.
Tyler Santos minus 260, Carmouche plus 200.
Tyler.
Yeah, I think she wins too. I think Tyler wins the tournament. Do you think she wins?
Yeah.
Sergey Bilostini minus 175, Fortune plus 145. I guess the Sergey guy.
Yeah.
Alexei Peregrand minus 1200, Daniel Boyle plus 800. Any thoughts?
No idea.
Cody Law, our favorite, Marcel. Another squash match, minus 700, and Zach Hicks plus 500. You think Cody Law loses again?
I never know, man. It's like Cody Law's one of these Bellator guys who always got plus 800 guys, and then I don't know where he lost.
I know. He's lost too as a big fan. Remember he lost before? We were like, oh shit. Costio. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
That same dude who beat Sabatini and James Gonzalez guy or whatever, the Saralongo guy.
Yeah, Sergey Costio plus 240, Hedrick Sanders plus 190. I think Costio was pretty good, right?
Yeah, he did well.
He beat the genius Anthony Romero. Also, Jaleel Willis minus 220, Anthony Ivy plus 180. I know Zach's boys, Anthony Ivy. I think Jaleel wins this fight. You like him?
If it's Zach's boy, I'm going with Jaleel. Yeah. Just kidding, Zach.
Kevin Peace minus 185, Nicholas Mack plus 155. I don't know these guys. I don't know them. I've literally never heard of these dudes. I have no thoughts about that fight. All right, we're going to close this. There we go. Just a few more minutes, guys.
Hey, Zach, tell us about your bar.
Why is he on Tapology? I did a little thing over, and it was UFC, boxing, Terrence Crawford, and then Invicta, but he didn't have the PFL. If you go to the main, I know you don't control that, but yeah. You like Jalil? Kevin Peace? I don't know him. Cameron Carmouche? Bro, she should have lost that fight against Kenna Watanabe. Like, she got so lucky, Marcel. She was down on the scorecards. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about, man, or we're going to end the podcast?
Not really, man. I'm tired.
I'm tired, too. Let's end it, guys. It's fucking 5 a.m. for Marcel. Let's get him some sleep. Guys, we appreciate everyone joining us, man. We always love doing it with you guys. Late night show, but, you know, it's a lot of fun. We're going to end the show. I'm going to tweet it out, and if you missed the replay, you can watch it again. But I hope everyone has an amazing week. And I appreciate that, Mr. Nice Guy. Thanks so much, man. And I do see you retweet the podcast, man. We obviously appreciate that. So, Fight Talk, appreciate you too, man. Tristan, appreciate you, man. Appreciate all you guys. You know, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. You know, I'm trying my best with the promotion. I got juggling a million things, and so is Marcel. So, but we've been doing this podcast consistently for almost 4 years now together, right, Marcel?
I think so, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, and we do it every week. So we appreciate the support, guys, and you know, hopefully the picks get back on track for me this week because last week was not very good. But you know, with Marcel, he's been red hot lately. So let's go for another underdog main event, guys. All right, have an amazing night. Appreciate that, JP. Have a great night, guys. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Peace.